Second game of MoneyMakers versus Sybercats is right around the corner here at the Eastern European DPC Division 2. I'm Harry Freak, and I'm going to be bringing you the action for this first series of the day. For those of you guys that are just joining us, this is going to be a 3-series day. That's something that we have here from time to time, 1 week each. We're going to have one 3-game. This is our second week, and you know, we're getting closer and closer to ending this Division 2. Currently, you know, the standings, Namiga 4-0, probably the team that's going to be going forward. Today they're going to have an easy matchup versus Sigma YNT, who are 0-4. But everybody else is somewhat close, you know, only No Sorry are not looking good. Sybercats, if they win this one, them and MoneyMakers are going to be together at 2-2 in terms of wins, losses. And Sybercats get their hands into the Death Prophet. We've seen Death Prophets work out so well in the Division 2 so far. So we'll see. Actually, well, no, okay, scratch that. Not working out well. 40% win rate. Catastrophe. But teams are really going for it. And against some teams, it's really being banned out a lot. So let me check how many times have Sybercats played the DP.
10 seconds remaining.
Sybercats. Oh, they haven't played it a single time. So this is their first time. So they're going to be showing us how it's done, I guess. Drow and the Disruptor. Okay. So no Drow Undying, no Drow Clockwork, Drow Disruptor. This can be a formidable lane. If you're constantly running towards your opponent, they move back, move back, move back. Glimpse, you're still slowing them down with the Frost Arrows and you get the kill. We'll see if that's something that does happen, if this is going to be an off-lane DP, mid-lane DP. A lot of things are unanswered currently in the draft. Everything is somewhat open. The only surefire thing that we can put our lives on is that this is going to be a Lucas Drow Ranger. That's it, right? Nothing else. Everything else is out in the open. That's about it. This could be Slayer on the Disruptor. It could be Bignum on the Disruptor. It's going to be 5 or 4 Clockwork, suggest your Force Majeure. So, really everything out in the open here between the two teams currently. MoneyMakers, they ban out the Enigma. They ban out the Visage. Sybercats will be getting rid of the Doom and the Batrider. That's
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
That's somewhat expected. You do not want to be playing versus the Bat as the DP. Versus the Doom, you do okay. But Lucas has been known to play the Doom. Klaxon plays the Doom. Of course, Lucas wouldn't be getting it right now because of the Drow Ranger, but either way. Doom is just seeming a little bit too strong in some games, right? Sometimes he just cannot find the jump and you don't get a Doom off for the first 25 minutes and then the hero just drops off. But most of the games, the hero is just insane. Laning stage-wise, early mid-game, every part of the game, and late game. I don't even want to talk about the double Doom. Anyways, though, Sybercats reserve time. They are eating through a solid chunk of it. Nothing too problematic. MoneyMakers, they're banning out some of these offlane pushers, range heroes who aren't really all that much in the meta. I guess you're targeting DK Fogus, but he has shown in the previous game that he can play something else. I guess maybe they want to ban out the Primal Beast now as well. I would not hate it. Not a bad ban. Oh, that's an LC being removed. Interesting. They might be wanting to get a Lich Anti-Mage on the side of Sybercats. Lich Anti-Mage, then even if you get Slardard, you do have the Frost Shield, you're going to get your Vanguard, and you're going to win the lane. And later on down the line, it's going to be problematic. So the Elder Titan does come out. Potential counter to the Morphling. Terrorblade, if they are something that you would want to pick. I would assume not, because you're up against the Drow Ranger, but now even more so. I'm not sure about the synergy between the Drow and the Elder Titan, because you already take out all of the armor with the Elder Titan, so your piercing shot effectively does nothing. So I'm I'm kind of torn about this pick. I'm always a big fan of the Elder Titan, but I just haven't seen it succeed all that much. Even though teams are picking it up more and more. So it was played 3 times. It's 2-1 currently. Let's see how many of those were Moneymakers playing it. So they played it once. They won. They played it with an LC with a Terrorblade, so they had the similar, but it's a lot different when it's a Terrorblade and it's a Drow.
Dire team pick. Mirana.
So they only played it once. It is gonna be a Dragonite Mirana. Dragonite is kind of the Drow counter, Elder Titan counter as well, because Natural Order Piercing Shot, they go through your base armor, your added armor from the Dragon's Blood. It is not going to be affected whatsoever. Now I have 2 pushing heroes. I'm going to assume this is going to be an offlane Dragonite with a position 2 DP. As use comes, I like this. I like this. So now the Elder Titan makes more sense. You have a lot of burst potential here on Moneymakers. Solid catch on Sybercats. So not going to be the easiest game for the Zeus, but if he retains a good position, he is going to destroy everybody. This game is going to be very interesting because Sybercats, they just need to catch Moneymakers. If they do, they're going to destroy them. But on the other hand, if Moneymakers spam out 2-3 spells while the Spirit is over them, then that's going to be an issue. They ban out the Brewmaster. I think we haven't seen a single Brewmaster, but we have seen him banned out a couple of times. Klaxon is a beast on the Brew. He's very well known on that hero in pubs. But yeah, but it hasn't been picked up just yet, and people are banning it versus him.
10 seconds.
This goes to show when you know a player, don't want to let him play something.
5 seconds.
It's gonna be a problem. Ursa got banned out. Okay. Don't know what else is there. Maybe you go for something like a Medusa. Nah, you need more damage. It would be cool if they pick up something like a PA.
Team ban.
Tidehunter will get removed. Monkey King is also a decent one. You have solid ways to find him in the trees if you're Moneymakers, but to be honest, Monkey King would do well in the lane against most heroes. If he gets on top of the Zeus or the Drow, they're goners. You can hide in trees while the DP and the Dragonite are pushing in, so you have the Wukong's command to protect them. So for me, Monkey King is a pretty straightforward ban here for Moneymakers, unless they see something else, maybe a Slark. Might be something they're afraid of, but you have a Disruptor. You wouldn't be too afraid of the Slark, would you? Spectre could be a good ban. Though if they pick a Spectre on Sybercats, they're gonna have some damage issues. And to be honest, you pick up a Spectre, you could get like Vipered or Necroed or something along those lines, and I don't think you necessarily want that. So I would let them have the Spectre. If they pick a Spectre, pick a Necro. GG. Literally GG. Every single one of the heroes of Sybercats won't get bursted down, and they would just be bursted down one lightning bolt in the Reaper site, and you're dead. Moneymakers, what will they get? What will they ban first? They have a ton of reserve time, so they're taking their time. They have the last pick as well. That's why I'd like them to ban a little bit faster.
Radiant team pick.
Okay. Cool. Monkey, right? Pick a monkey. What can you get? Not a lot of heroes that are gonna do well versus him. And you don't really have a fat frontliner, so it could be dangerous not to pick something like that versus this kind of lineup. There's the monkey. What I see as a good hero is a Mars. The only hero you don't like is a Clockwork, but Mars makes sense. Mars, Centaur. Is Centaur in the pool? Yeah, Centaur is good as well. Even though Monkey King will win the lane, you do need something like that. You need some save, and Centaur does tick all of the boxes. Mars and Centaur. I don't see anything else. I'm not too familiar with Klaxon and what he plays. He's only been here for 2 series, but those two do seem like standard offlaners that everybody should be able to pull off. They're taking their time here on the side of Moneymakers. They have 40 seconds reserve time. It's taking them some time here. They're not 100% certain. So what's it gonna be? They don't know. And neither do I. And I can't wait to find out, to be honest. This use is gonna be a problem. I love the Sybercats lineup, but this use is gonna be a big issue. Only 5 seconds left. Yeah, they're really indecisive here. 2, 1.
Choose your hero.
Huh. It is a frontliner. He is fat, but again, you have no stuns. Like, you literally have no stuns. You have ways to stop DPs, but you have an Echo Stomp, you have a Glimpse, and you have a Lightning Bolt, and that's about it. I have to say, this is looking like a 2-0 for me. They're actually sending the Dragonite to the mid lane and not the DP. I would have preferred Chira to play the DP so the DK Focus and Force Majeure could have their laning combo. But okay. Well, we'll see how that works out, but I'm not a fan of this last pick Timber, so it doesn't bring any lockdown. That is something that you're lacking. Of course, their damage output is not to be underestimated, but with the Elder Titan making an appearance more and more in competitive games, even in pubs, I think people are somewhat getting used to the hero overall. So I'm gonna be going for Sybercats here. To me, this is looking like a 2-0. Playing without stuns, gonna be very tough. You have the damage output, but if you can't keep him in place, they will not die, get their BKBs off, and then you are screwed. So, not sure what Moneymakers were thinking with this one, but if they have a good laning stage, maybe, just maybe, they can snowball this out of control. But before we get into the game and find out the outcome of it, we're gonna have a word from our sponsors over at EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system, welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
And we get ourselves into the game number 2 of Sybercats versus Moneymakers, our first best of 3 of the day. In my mind, this should be a 2-0. And we can see the DK Focus is already laughing like, haha, how are they gonna kill us when they have no stuns? Haha, we all have stuns and silences and everything. But we'll see. We'll see. Vision is solid for the side of Moneymakers. They have the Zeus. That should be something that they need to try to leverage, especially versus the Clockwork. But this Clockwork is gonna be an issue. You get on top of the Zeus with him. You follow up with the Dragonite stun. And if you kill Yegor, Moneymakers cannot fight. Klaxon, we did see him go ham in the previous game. Unfortunately for the Timber, all of his spells are pure damage, so he isn't really going to be benefiting from the natural order. Let's see now. Chira and DK Focus posturing aggressively here. Well, that's not going to work out too well for you. Could lose your life easily, and DK Focus, he got glimpsed. He's gonna deny the rune. Okay, so Sybercats, they get 3 runes, deny the 4th one, and they give first blood. So I would say that's a solid one for Sybercats, right? Lucas got the first blood. This Drow is gonna be annoying, but overall, in terms of gold between the teams, Sybercats come out ahead of that one. Very weird that they didn't pick up that rune and actually allow DK Focus to deny it. And the Clockwork did steal that one quite nicely. Burga starting off with the Jingoose Mastery, and Klaxon doesn't want to be giving away those stacks the way that you play versus a Timber. You get the stacks, you deny everything. Of course, if he goes for the fighting build or for a killing build, you do punish him. But anyways, Klaxon, he gets a kill on Force Majeure. That's gonna be a second one for Moneymakers. And to be honest, in the previous game, minute 1. We had no blood being drawn here. Already the onslaught has started in the two teams. DK Focus pushed back. Lucas is not playing around, and Jesvi is just doing the best he can, right? Doubling the waves, being annoying, dodging everything, allowing these creeps to attack him. Not super easy. Dragonite, the mid lane, Chira is doing a solid job. And now looking at the odds here, EGB favors Moneymakers more than they did in the previous one. So EGB, our sponsors, they think that Moneymakers should be able to equalize this. I'm not so sure, but we will find out, guys, in the next half an hour or so. So no reason to try to be like a Nostradamus here. We'll get all of our answers soon. So, top lane, the Drow, farming really well after that first blood. He's gonna be the one topping the network chart for sure. The one that I'm surprised with the most is the mid lane, where the Dragonite only has 6 CS. Like, versus the Zeus, he really shouldn't be able to deny your creeps, but he has 6 denies on the Zeus, so... Dragonite definitely dropping the ball there. We'll see if Chira does manage to recover. But this is not good. This is definitely not good for him. Klaxon. Boundless Strike not gonna be coming through. Alberca. Knows he wouldn't have gotten the Jingle stacks either. Oh, now he wanted them, and nothing is gonna happen. It just expires before the Boundless Strike connects. He would have been able to get the Jingle stacks. Force Majeure. Standing his ground and fighting. He does have the leap. The glimpse was already used, and Force Majeure will be fine. But Klaxon is really playing with his life there. He's only level 2 though on the Timber Saw, but that should be changing in the near future. Speaking about farming and, you know, differences, Alberca, again, he is having a grand time. He wasn't pressured at all with the Stair Blade. With the Monkey King, he can be just as dangerous. Alberca?
Dire's bottom tower is under
Very
attack.
fine. Klaxon? No points in the reactive armor, so he just wants to be maneuverable. Understandably so versus the Monkey King, and this is how some people just play the Timber Saw nowadays, but that means you don't have extra armor, you don't have extra region, and these right clicks from Force Majeure, they can hurt you. They really can, and he's making sure that that's the case. Force Majeure can be marked there by the Thunder Strike, standing his ground and fighting. He might be needing his Monkey King to come over, which isn't happening currently. Force Majeure will be leaping out. The glimpse will be coming through, and this is a dead Mirana. One more Timber Chain should seal the deal. The Monkey King coming over. He'll be slowing down Klaxon. Klaxon doesn't have the mana for the Timber Chain. Will kill the courier. Alberca is more than happy to lose that one to get the kill on the offlaner, and yep, he's asking for a high five. But in the end, it's just gonna be a slap on the back of the head of the Timber Saw that finally brings him down. He is not having a game. This is the last pick Timber. And well, it's a catastrophe. SV went for the battery assault there, actually pulling the creeps. Lucas thinks about going in, thinks about going out, but he knows that Yegor is coming, so Yegor will be able to secure this kill. Force Majeure, he's lagging. Sybercats, I will say that they are ready to continue, but Jesvi, he is not going to be continuing for too long. He's like, guys, let's please not unpause. How about no? I'm kind of dying here, and I don't want to die. I don't want to. Of course, we cannot see his tears there. He's acting all cool with his cigar, his little robot suit, but Jesvi will inevitably lose his life. He's trying to deny himself. Arc Lightning, more than enough to get the kill. Level 3 on that one. Yegor, pretty powerful. Some Zeuses max out the Lightning Bolt. Some of them max out the Arc Lightning. He decided to go with the Arc Lightning, but people do leave the Heavenly Jump on level 1. So we're probably going to be seeing full-on damage coming out from the Zeus. Looking at the net worth, Lucas, despite not being touched, despite the first blood, just doesn't have enough as much as the Monkey King, because Alberca has had an even easier of a lane. That's just how it is. Even though it doesn't seem too possible. As the case, Klaxon getting gone on. He's gonna be poked here a little bit by the Mirana, but will be okay. He does get himself away. And Jesvi, he will disconnect. So some lags, it seems like they will continue. The reconnects are in order and necessary. Hopefully Jesvi is back in no time, and there it is. It was just a fast disconnect, reconnect. Did it fix the problems? Is everything okay now? Are we gonna be given a thumbs up from the players? Go when ready, and with all caps, Slayer says go when ready. So both of the teams will agree that it's time to continue the game. Chira, despite losing the early stages of the laning stage, now he's the one applying pressure. Level 6, 2 points in the Dragon's Blood. He can't really tank the tower all that much, but he can do it just enough. Who gets the first power rune? It is gonna be big enough. That gets the arcane rune, and another pause will come out. Who has an issue now? I don't know, but Sybercats, something is wrong with their internet. Maybe it's Discord this time around. We're hoping that all of this stops. Still, Chira, he might not have gotten the rune, but he's gonna be more than happy that Yegor didn't get it. So Sybercats, they can ask for a go now. The Moneymakers, they're still thinking if they want to continue this game. 3-1 in terms of kills. No big deal there. And there it is. Slayer, he gives a thumbs up, and we're going to be getting ourselves back into the game. Chira does as much damage as possible, and Yegor, well, without the mana, what can you do? We're bringing in more heroes here on the side of Moneymakers. They want to defend this tower. It's taking a solid chunk of damage here. Glyph not going to be used. Half of the tower might get taken down there. 1 or 2 more hits from the Dragon Knight. Actually, there's another wave of creeps coming in. Chira getting gone on Yegor. He might have just enough mana with that clarity, and Chira uses the wand charges. Now he's running away. It seems like he'll be able to live. The Zeus has no mana. He has no resources to fight, and you got so many heroes here, meaning that Sybercats will be able to get a kill on the top lane. That's without the exorcism. They kill your most farmed hero, so this is a disaster for Moneymakers. A big disaster that is pretty much gonna be propelling all 3 of the cores from Sybercats onto the top spots of the network chart. The glyph does come through, but with the next wave coming in, Sybercats should be able to do enough damage to this tower, if not bring it down. Now it comes down to can the Drow do much about it. Jesvi makes a mistake there, puts a creep inside of the cogs with Slayer. DK Focus coming over with the ulti. They'll finish off Jesvi. Alberca, he kills Klaxon. He's not going to be in any kind of jeopardy there, but Slayer, he survives only because of the mercy of his god that did his job for him. That means that the game is going to be continuing to go into the favor of Sybercats slightly. Still in their favor. Dragon Knight, again, in an aggressive position in the mid lane. He's going to have his supports come over. The arrow connects onto the Disruptor. He's being burned down. A couple of more hits, and he could be losing his life. The Starstorm does get used. Force Majeure gets the kill, but both of them die. Klaxon makes his presence known. Even without level 6, he knows that the bottom lane is not a safe space for him. But in the mid lane, there are some kills to be taken, and they'll be taken too. Dragon Knight forcing a little bit too much on that tower a couple of times, and whenever the Disruptor is there, it's just so hard to escape.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And, you know, Yegor, he gets a regen rune, so he's going to be quite happy with that one. Considering that he has been having some mana problems, he's probably going to be using it to farm the stacks. Yep, the regen gets used, so the stacks are going to be farmed by the Zeus. Monkey King is going for an Echo Saber. It's not going to be a Battle Fury. Okay, interesting. Interesting, really. Slayer going in. He is going to be caught inside of the cogs, and he's going to turn around and get the kill. Going to come at a cost of his own life, and DK Focus coming forward. Force Majeure. He's going to be focusing on the creeps for now. Seems to be the focus of attention right now for Sybercats. They got the kill. They're going to get some stacks, and they'll be happy with the outcome of the battle. Not a lot of left on the exorcism, so DK Focus, his ability to pressure the tower isn't really there. It's already super low though, so you don't really need the exorcism to finish it off. As soon as Moneymakers get away from that lane, it's gonna become easier. Chira Doesn't want a soul ring. He wants a blink dagger immediately. We'll see if he finishes it off later. Could be the case. Arrow does connect, and DK Focus coming over Slayer. His damage output is high, but then again, so is the damage output of the Cybercats. Force Majeure jumps in, ulti from the Zeus, doesn't get the kill on Force Majeure, who's running away, will be able to leap out. DK Focus running in on Yegor, who doesn't have that much mana, and the help is coming in terms of a clockwork Big Gun. Glimpse at the ready, and the clockwork is coming in, gonna be silenced up. He cannot stop them, but DK Focus is already out. He has been able to get himself away. Zeus jumping over with the Tumbler's Toy, but he doesn't have the mana to really do any significant damage. So all three of the cores now on the side of Cybercats will be at the top of the network chart, with the mid lane tower falling and the Blink Dagger coming out on the Dragonite. It's hunting season for Moneymakers, and I'm not sure there's gonna be anything that's gonna be saving them from that. Cybercats, everything is going their way on Alberca. With that Echo Saber, it probably feels like he wants to fight early. That's interesting. I'm very much surprised. Jira. Nice jump out from Alberca. He's gonna be going for an ulti. And Boundless Strike gotta be perfect there. Actually doesn't even go for his ulti. Now turns around onto Sima. Yegor does come over. Doesn't have that much mana. Has to be careful as well. They're gonna close back the Monkey King, but he's still fine. Boundless Strike in a couple of seconds. The arrow will connect. And Yegor losing more and more mana as Shira gets the kill. Going for a TP out. They have the stomp to cancel that one, so he will be brought down, most likely pushed away from the Drow. No stuns from you, my friend, and Lucas and Slayer will be able to get the kill. The top tower does die in the meantime, and Cybercats, they're the ones on the aggressive, and they're the ones getting more kills. With the Echo Saber build on the Monkey, the hero will fall off. He's not going to be as strong as he would be with a Battle Fury, so I'm surprised to see how well Burka does with this one, but he's going for a BKB. He wants to be able to fight in the early mid game, and I guess so. Monkey King in the late game, in this game in particular, he crushes it. Like, there's no way you're losing that one. Especially if you're ahead, so maybe that's the idea. Apply early pressure, make sure the enemies don't get strong with the Drow. With the Zeus, they don't get a couple of kills. You get an early BKB, and then later on, even with the 6-second BKB, you'll be able to seal the deal. Just jump onto the Zeus with everything you have, and there's absolutely nothing that the enemies will be able to do about it.
Dire are scanning.
So Moneymakers, they're in a smoke. It will get broken immediately. Shira has been found inside of the Static Storm. He's taking a lot of damage. Is it gonna be enough? The Stomp does connect as well, but nope. They are all alive. Yegor, yeah, survives barely, but well, Slayer not gonna be so lucky with the Echo Saber. He gets slowed down, and Yegor, he's just gonna be looking as his teammates fall. And Clockwork, he's hunting, he's going for it. Goodbye, Yegor. He thought he was out. He thought that tier 2 was his safe haven, but Jesvi, he is gonna be hunting forever. And Cybercats continue to dominate this game. Number 2, 5,000 gold lead, 11-8. Moneymakers looking pretty lost in this series. Cybercats, they saw from EGB, they came in as the underdogs. If you ask me, they came in as the slight favorites, especially because of Klaxon. And I'm not saying Klaxon is playing badly, but there is something missing. With Vierk, they have a different drafting approach, and you always need some time to adjust. Sometimes you just click instantly, but sometimes you need time to adjust, and for Moneymakers, it seems to be the latter. Dollar Titan wants the drums. Probably will be getting the boots of the bearing at some point, and Chira just gets a kill on Big Gun. This is the thing, that when the map is so open, all 3 tier 1s have dropped. The Dragonite Blink with the Mirana follow-up arrow kills anybody. Chira gonna be silenced up. They go onto the Drow. This Timber does a lot of damage. Chira needs to be careful. He's trying to dodge him, and he will be going down. Lucas though in a lot of trouble. Wukong's command. Alberca doesn't deem it necessary, and they'll be getting the kill. Klaxon is still doing a lot of damage with this Timbersaw, but it's a 1-for-1, and again, it's your carry that falls. In terms of net worth changes, you know, not the worst trade in the world for Moneymakers, but they're losing their carry. The Drow cannot farm, so this hero, when you're severely behind, you really don't do much. Poor Slayer. Arrow to the face there. He didn't want to give the kill to the Monkey King, so just eats the arrow from Force Majeure, who's coming up the hill. Side of the Static Storm, he should be dying. The damage output from Moneymakers is a little bit too high. Alberca still has The Jingu stacks. Oh, will be taken down from the trees. He's gonna be silenced as well. After that, so he's gone. They destroyed him. And the silence onto the Dragon Knight. Now you're a little bit too deep. Still, inside of the cogs, they're taking so much damage. The Zeus is dead. Lucas is dropping low as well. But look at the damage from Klaxon. Destroys the Dragon Knight. Jesse, he needs to run away. But how can you do it? You're up against the Timber. You're up against the Glimpse as well. And the Echo Storm that will stop the DK Focus. Going for TP out. The Earth Splitter. Not going to be connecting Jesse inside of the cogs. He's doing his best to survive. But he will have to accept his destiny here. Because there's absolutely no way you're getting out of this one alive. Klaxon with the Whirling Death again, hurting the Dragon Knight so much. But what happens when there is a BKB? Look at this. He is doing all of the damage. The Zeus literally did the damage there with his ulti, and that's pretty much it. But the Timber is just continuing to go with it. And speaking of Alberca, he will get his revenge. He's gonna have a BKB now, so good luck taking him down. The only reason they did take Alberca down is because he aggressively jumped onto the tree that unfortunately got cut down at that instant, literally as he was flying to it. That's one thing about the Monkey King. When you're jumping towards the tree and the tree gets cut down, the one that you should land on, you still get stunned on it 4 seconds. It's the same as if it was cut down while you were on it. But the Dragon Knight, he is working towards the BKB, but will need a lot more time before he can actually finish it off. He is not as farmed as Alberca, who already has both the Echo Saber and the BKB and is not to be underestimated. I don't know what his next item is. Maybe Scotty, maybe Deso. Deso is the item that Monkey Kings go for. Usually when things are going badly, but usually when you don't go for a Battle Fury, I guess. Lucas, he wants the Shard and the
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
and the Hurricane Pike. Bignum has been found. Bignum will be killed. The arrow will not connect, but it doesn't matter. The kill will come through either way. They didn't want to use the hook shot for this, but in the end they will have to. And Jess V, he secures it to the right click. Isn't even worth the battery assault.
Radiant's bottom tower
This is the thing, the
is under
supports of
attack.
Moneymakers are so poor, and you need those 4 staffs. You really do need those 4 staffs. You're gonna have one on the Drow, but having it on both of your supports is pretty much a necessity in this game. Stun into an arrow, cogs into an arrow, cogs in general, you need that. Dragon Knight gets the stun, the arrow does not connect. Moonlight Shadow, here comes Alberca, and they found Diegor. Let's see with the drums, is it gonna be enough? Arrow does not connect. Diegor is still alive, not gonna be surviving though. Chira finds him in the end with the Breathe Fire, has that arcane rune, so he really doesn't have to wait all that long for his cooldowns. And I talked about it in the draft. If you find them, they're in so much trouble. But look at the win probability. Actually, Sybercats, they only have 53% despite a 5k gold lead. Despite their enemies not really have that much in terms of stuns. Okay, now it's going to be increasing to 60%. I don't know if I agree with that one. Though 60% is still quite high.
Boom, there it goes.
So Jess V does have the hook shot. He is hunting. He is fishing. But for now, he's gonna stay chill. Look at Chira. Chira is level 11. If you look at the supports 10 and 9, Jess V is really having a game. He is literally gonna be this guy that finds the Zeus and just kills him every single time, all on his own. Sybercats, they're walking into the pit. They have the Exorcism. Tier 2 is not on the menu, but the Roche is. Jess V, he's gonna be the one tanking it. Alberca doesn't want to take any unnecessary damage. He did assemble the Echo Saber into BKB, so now he has a Mage Slayer. I guess it makes sense versus the Zeus. If you hit him, or even the Timber, it's spell damage that gets reduced, not magical damage. So that's gonna work, well, especially with the new Command. If you apply it on multiple heroes, to Alberca, he does secure himself an Aegis. So yeah, it is gonna be a Deso on the Monkey King. That's kind of the standard item, because you do need more damage with this hero, and the Deso is your best bet, but you cannot get away with both the Battle Fury and the Deso. Let's see, I'm guessing Deso Scotty is the way to go for the Monkey King. Though Alberca will be making the decisions there, but I think that's a good one. Anyways, Moneymakers coming to the tower. They want to take down this mid lane one. There is still a glyph on Sybercats if they want to use it, but they don't want to be able to protect their tier 2 on the bottom lane. So it's Not really an ideal situation, but you do have an Aegis for another 3 minutes and 10 seconds. So if MoneyMakers continue to push it, they could easily be met with multiple heroes on the enemy side. And Moonlight Shadow was used. Where are their sentries? They don't have them. Slayer. Stomp. Oh, that's gonna be a nice static storm, but it seems like Jesse has gotten out to that one. And the Dragon Knight dropping low, but they do have the pipe to protect him. Now the hook shot there, going a little bit deeper. They're gonna get the stun onto the draw, but nobody is there to actually connect onto Lucas. Still very mobile lineup here, and they will slow him down there with the whip. Lucas a little bit too slow to live through this one. Alberca will get himself a double. That could have been so much worse for the side of MoneyMakers. The thing is, they're just not doing enough damage. That's the case. Their lineup is the epitome of damage, and they're not doing enough because you still need to keep people in place. And with what when you have no stuns? I really like the pipe of the Death Prophet. It really did prevent the damage of the Dragon Knight, and playing versus his Zeus with an Eldritch Titan in this team, it's pretty much a necessity. Chira is working towards the BKB. Only recipe needed. Once he has that, exchange, arrow, beautifully done. Kinetic field not gonna be forming in time, so the Monkey King will be able to jump in it. What a play! That's just beautiful from Force Majeure and Alberca. Alberca took the talent 0.3 seconds longer on the Boundless Strike stun. That's exactly what was needed there, because the Zeus probably gets himself out, if not for that those 0.3 seconds. BK Fogus is going to be getting the Guardian Greaves next versus the Silence of the Drow. Something that you definitely want to get. Slow the Orbs also could be cool to wake people from the deep slumber of the Echo Stomp. But either way, Sybercats there in full control of this one. Again, Alberca, in the previous game, he was a beast. He was untouched. But in this one, the same is true as well. Comparing him to other heroes is funny, just considering how powerful he is at the moment. Chira gets the tower, gets him closer to the BKB. As he's getting closer to the BKB, Alberca, he finishes the Deso. So he's gonna have that big damage item inside of the Wukong's command. The damage is gonna be huge. And Alberca, did he even... yeah, he did use the Wukong's command on the bottom lane versus the Timber, but that's about it. And also Boundless Strike now becomes a one-shot wave spell. You do have that extra damage at minus armor. Creeps to die easily. MoneyMakers, they're in a smoke. They're gonna use the ulti. Chira, no BKB just yet. He's gonna get a glimpse back. He's looking very much dead here. They're gonna try to save him as much as they can. Going on to Lucas. Nice Hurricane Pike there. Pushes his Jessie out of the cogs as well as himself. And they get a kill on the Dragon Knight just before his BKB is done. Doesn't get much better than that. MoneyMakers also didn't use anything big other than the Zeus ulti. That's about it. The Static Storm is a little bit too low of a cooldown spell for you to really be sad about it. This Dragon Knight suffering in terms of farm is the only thing that's keeping MoneyMakers in the game because they have a kill. Right? But as soon as he gets the BKB, well, things become very difficult then. Very, very difficult. So Drow is going for a Linken's. That stun from the Dragon Knight, it is quite annoying, but still the hookshot will be able to connect. The Silence as well. The Boundless Strike. A lot of spells that can actually connect on you, but they have only one targeted spell, so I guess dodging that Dragon Tail is a big deal. Urka. They see the Disruptor, a couple of hits here, and Vignum will be taken down. Absolutely no chance that you can survive through that one. The Aegis will be expiring, so at least something. They have created some time for themselves, but if you look at it, Sybercats have been working pretty tirelessly during that time to increase their lead even further, and this is going to be a second tier 2 that they take down. The Aegis will expire. Stomp. Gonna be connecting up to the Dragon Knight. MoneyMakers, are you looking for a fight? The Dragon Knight now has a BKB. Or Aghanims and Disruptor. It's probably never gonna come out in this game. So Chira is no longer an easy target. Not even close to it. He pops the BKB and you have to run. So Monkey King going for a Skadi. No surprise there. Double miss on the courier coming out from the Dragon Knight. That was pretty unfortunate. They do kill the courier in the end, so Lucas won't be bringing any items for quite some time. But MoneyMakers, they go for a smoke. I don't think the smoke is to fight. They just want to control some area, right? You control the top part of the map. Maybe, just maybe, you can have a Roche fight when the time comes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Alberca, he doesn't really know where they are, so he will be hiding in the triangle for now.
Radiant's courier
No reason to get caught in the bottom lane. The pants down though. I don't know how. You have a BKB. Yes, the burst damage could be annoying, but just make sure that you don't get echo stomped. That's the only way that the burst damage does come through. Bam bam from Zeus. But Alberca doesn't put that much emphasis into that last auto tower. The Moonlight Shadow will be found out by the Thunder God's Wrath. Zeus does have a shard, so his damage output is actually quite high in fights if he gets a chance to use his spells. Which hasn't been too easy. Klaxon has been doing most of the damage in team fights, but we haven't had a real one for quite some time.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Shira with an Aghanim Scepter. He is calling on people. They will know there's a ward there, but Bignum, I would advise against going for that one. He's gonna go into the dragon form. Chira, the drums will connect. Where's the glimpse? Bignum, he puts down the kinetic field, and the arrow coming in to strike his back. He will easily get taken down. Sybercats, they're continuing to do well in this game, and look at Iron Man there, flying around in his little suit. So, I'm looking at this Moneymakers lineup, and how do you come back unless Sybercats start making some big mistakes, right? If Sybercats play this slowly, ward, Roche, tower, ward, Roche, tower, rinse and repeat, you don't have much of a shot. You really want to get a good fight going your way. But how is that gonna happen? Where are you gonna set it up? What are you gonna do? It has to be set up with this Echo Stomp, I guess. It's tough. It's really tough. Of course, if it does come to the late game, Aghanims and Disruptor, things like that can make a difference. But overall, it's not an ideal situation for Moneymakers. Lucas is going for a Lincoln Sphere. He will have it fairly soon. And speaking of having things fairly soon, Timber will have his Aghanim Scepter, so the double Chakram will be a part of the fight soon. I'm guessing then the BKB will be on the menu. Timber is keeping up in farm. The only ones that are really falling behind are the mid laners. Jumping from Jesvi, the silence does connect, and that is a dead disruptor. He doesn't leave the stun at all. DT focus on a mega kill streak, and the rest of Moneymakers, they can't do anything. Every single time there's a hook shot, you get the kill, and Jesvi in 30 seconds, he's gonna have it ready. So as soon as this disruptor is alive, there's a good chance that he's dying again. These are the types of games where you decide to go for hurrah smokes, right? Because it's just very tough. Lucas gonna be stunned up. The arrow from the Mirana gonna be connecting. Double Starstorm as well, dropping low. BKB from Chira just to make sure that he doesn't get slapped there. Going for more. Alberca thinking about diving, and let's see if well, maybe call it a day here. Alberca going for Klaxon, who's trying to do as much damage as possible, and Alberca, he's not playing around, but has to be very careful. Will pop the BKB and will survive because of it. Didn't want to use it, but the spell damage coming out from Moneymakers is nothing to laugh at. It's not to be underestimated. And Alberca, he wanted to live. He needed that. He's thinking about an Nullifier. I'm not sure. Maybe a Satanic would be better now, especially after what was shown in that previous fight, that you are not invincible. Alberca will be staying with that one, it seems like, with the idea of a Nullifier. So he gets the -7 seconds Pound the Strike cooldown, and the Dragonite gets 400 HP talent. So some big talents coming out as well. That Dragonite is going to be increasingly tanky. Of course, the percentage base from the Zeus third spell is going to come in handy, but still. But there's a smoke, and they were already out of their base, so they could find an angle for a fight. The problem is you haven't taken down the mid lane tower, but you have some deep wards, and they know where the Clockwork is. That might not be the best kill. I won't be finding any kill because the Clockwork is already out. Ward has been placed, but he's already in a safe enough position, so the clock will be okay. DK Focus getting stomped on, not just yet. There's the stomp. DK Focus is hiding in the trees. He's not really that easy of a target, and you're a little bit too deep, aren't you? They found the disruptor. He's dead. Jira, pop the BKB. That means you all have to run. Lucas, he does have his 4 staff. Still, but where do you go? The hook shot does connect. He's gonna be pushed back, and Lincoln does get broken. This Drow will be going down with the Power Strike fall up. He doesn't get out of the stun at all. Jess V, he finds Slayer as well. DP out. Not on my watch, friend. That's gonna be an easy bonus as well, as Moneymakers lose 3 and the Roche as well. And this game, slowly but surely, has been getting out of their control. Sybercats closer and closer to winning this one with a 2-0 score, and of course Mirana now buying a gem. They'll get the Roche. That's gonna be a shard, and then Aegis. I'm guessing Aegis onto the Monkey King shard, onto the Dragonite, and with this Aegis knocking on high ground is not gonna be impossible. Oh, Monkey King, he gets the shard. Okay, we'll see how well Burka can use it. If you don't use that too much, you might have some issues with it. So we'll see, but it can be quite strong. Going for Klaxon. Klaxon is trying to run away. You have to be careful if you're the Monkey. You can lose your Aegis fairly easily. Getting down from the trees. Klaxon, he'll do it. He'll take the Aegis down. I don't know what he was thinking of the Monkey. Klaxon is out. Alberca makes a mistake. It was kind of obvious that was gonna happen, but okay. Not sure why he still went with it. So this Aegis, we talked about the high ground push. Well, doesn't seem very likely now, does it? Lucas is level 15, just like Jess V. He's looking at the enemy Clockwork, who is the same level as him. And I don't know what he's thinking, but they're not happy thoughts. Arrow. Not gonna be connecting on Merca. Gonna be coming over, bound to strike at the ready, kinetic field protecting Slayer, and it'll be okay. The stomp connects on Alberca. He dodges the damage, nicely done. That's a tree that is sleeping. Kind of feel like trees are always sleeping, but whatever. 29 to 14, 31 minutes into the game. It's a 15k gold lead. It's not insurmountable, it's not impossible, but if you look at the Moneymakers lineup, how do you actually come back? I've been asking myself for quite some time right now, right? Even if you smoke out of the base, even if there's a couple of mistakes happening on the other side, it's still very tough. You still have that tier 2 on the bottom lane. That's your best place to fight. But I'm guessing a Hex on the Timber Saw might be an answer to some of their problems. So anyways, they're in a smoke. And Moneymakers, they don't seem to get phased by this move. Pretty basic move coming out from Sybercats, and it wasn't that fast, so very easy to read for the side of Moneymakers. Yegor, who wants the Nimbus. Oh, Jira? They found him. This is a dead Zeus follow-up stun. I don't know if he even gets out of that one. He does, gets a spell off, and that's about it. The Jess V, he is everywhere. He has been hunting the Spore Zeus for the entirety of the game, and now both of the supports are very close to the Zeus. Zeus is closer to the supports now than he is to the cores. Him and the Dragonite are underfarmed, but he's on another level. And remember, this is a Zeus with a Elder Titan, so you should expect his damage to be through the roof. No stuns, though. Coming back to that problem, and Timbersaw is working towards the Hex. I like this from Klaxon. His item choices are really good. But the bottom tier 2, the last auto tower, is being poked by the Dragonite, who is level 17. He's gonna have his Aghanims as well delivered to him as we speak. Again, no blue dragon will be spotted. And Alberca with the DD. And they're thinking about going for more. Hiding in the trees, not the smartest of moves. You get brought down by the Timbersaw, you can easily, very easily die. Really going through those trees. Alberca gonna be found. He has to jump out to it. Now turns around onto it. Look at that DD go. They will pull him back. BKB wasn't used just yet. He might have to do it, and he will. With the Aghanim Shard, he gets himself away, and they will get the glyph. At least half of the HP of the tower. Maybe even more. And it's time to call it a day. So, no Exorcism, no Dragon Form. It's now or never, Moneymakers, but do they even have a smoke? No. No, they don't, and that is the thing. They used way too many of those to get out of the map to maybe control some of it. Okay, no, they just got it. They just got a smoke, so there it is. Moneymakers, what can you do? Zeus doesn't have the Aghanims just yet. The Dragonite does, but he doesn't have his dragon form. Well, if you run into a Wukong's man, you could be in trouble. Lingelberka, not the easiest thing in the world, but it's not impossible either, especially with the BKB being down. So you know whose BKB is not down? That's the one from the Dragonite, so we'll see if we can do anything about it. Chira, he gets the rune, he's taking some damage from the Drow, being slowed down quite a lot. The Chakrams will do a lot of damage, but here comes the Clockwork inside of the cogs. Lucas goes, he'll be able to force himself out. The Clockwork keeping himself alive with the Ghost Scepter still against the Chakrams. That's not gonna be too easy. Nullifire onto the Timber Side, the follow-up stun. They're doing a lot of damage to him. Klaxon, he's surviving. He's surviving through all of it. He'll get himself to the high ground and they don't want to chase. Alberca getting pulled back and the jump in from Chira. He goes onto the Zeus, starts doing the damage. Nullifire will connect, but he's already out there. Jumps out from Yegor. Chira is not stopping just yet. The monkey now has his BKB back up. Chira, not really, but without the Timber, how are you gonna get the kills? Well, she will buy back. Nice Hurricane Pike onto the low ground, but there is nobody there. That is not your base. That is not where you want to run to. He will push his enemies towards the high ground as well. Slayer going for an echo stop. Now he'll be found. The stuns will connect. Double chakra onto Chira. Chira could die here, and he will. Klaxon, not to be underestimated. The Nullifier will connect, and the silence not. He gets himself to the high ground in time, but it's a 5-man wipe. You lose only 2. And Klaxon had to buy back, or you actually would have lost 1 on Sybercats. So pretty much a perfect fight for them. Losing the Dragonite in the end is unfortunate, and they probably can't push. But increasing the lead even further with every single fight is definitely going to be beneficial to ending the game somewhere in the near future. They go for Klaxon, the Balance Strike connects, Arrow coming through, the Nullifier as well. They want him dead, the Blast Strike will be keeping him alive, and the Zeus is back to the world of the living. Slayer has bought back as well, so they did force out a buyback, and the Zeus ulti, and now it's time to run away. Alberca is level 23, so you shouldn't underestimate this guy. Next item, he wants the Bloodthorn. So those Blast Rigs and such, they're really not going to help you all that much. Wukong's command at the ready. Lucas don't want to be there. Oh, he saw the Exorcism Ghosts. If they weren't there, maybe Alberca even gets the kill there with the Wukong's command Boundless Strike. That's a lot of damage that the Drow would be taking. The gold lead continuing to increase. That's 21,000 now. Next Roche can be up in a minute and 30. Klaxon is level 20. He does go for the 16 strength. We might go for the Whirling Death attribute reduction in this game just to be sure to kill the Dragonite though. Timber Chain is usually the spell people go for, but Nimbus is at the ready. Yegor will have it finally. He has done his best to finally finish it off, and his damage output will be a little bit higher now. We'll see just how much. Bottom tower, it has already been chipped down quite a lot. Sybercats, they don't want to go just yet, and Chira does. Chira actually doesn't care. He's a big black dragon, and that tower is taking a lot of damage. Has the dragon scale as well, which is to be expected. He's a Dragonite. He's hunted tons of dragons in his lifetime, and he does get the range of the dragon form as the talent. Speaking of talents, the Monkey King is approaching level 25, so once you have that big arena, you just come to the high ground, you use it, and the Raxes are yours. Maybe with the first one they can glyph it, but with the next one you'll be taking it easily. So Moneymakers, they should probably try to make something happen before that is an option for Sybercats though. How do you make something happen? I've been thinking ever since the game started off badly for Moneymakers, and it just isn't there. That isn't there. You have no big team fight ulti. You have a solid damage amount, but you're not gonna get them all together and just kill them. Maybe Disruptor Aghanim, stomp on the 2-3 heroes. That could change things, but how many times do you need that to happen in this game? And you don't even have the Aghanims and the Disruptors, so currently it's not even an option. The Drow going for a BKB. Lucas, he understands just how much he's being bullied by the Clockwork, by the Dragonite. Now he's gonna be found. Arrow flying out, Force Majeure going to be going in, and that's the Roche alive with the Refresher on him. It's not gonna be an Aghanims. Refresher is nice. Double Wukong's command or double Exorcism. Both of them look pretty solid. Going for Roche, not gonna be easy versus the other Titan. He's one of the more annoying heroes to contest Roche with. Ulti from the Zeus does come out. Shira is being targeted. He has the blink, gets himself away with 3 heroes of Moneymakers on the bottom lane. This leaves the Roche all alone. They're gonna be going for the exorcism as well. Yeah, Elder Titan Spirit is coming over, but it's not really gonna be delaying this all that much. He wants to go for a stop. Will be able to do it. The Roche drops. And Cheese and the refresher onto DK Focus, and Alberca will be the one to claim Diego's boots. Currently in the backpack, so he's gonna be crawling a little bit on the map. So he wants a refresher on his own, but for now we'll be staying with the shard. So they want it on the Monkey King. I would understand if he's level 25 here. I mean, it's cool, but we'll see if he even uses it, if he even needs it. He's jumping through the trees trying to find someone, but if you look at the map, Moneymakers, they're just clumped up in their base. Some of them even behind tier 4s, behind the throne, inside of the fountain, understanding just how dangerous it is to even poke your nose a little bit out of the base. Drow, level 20 approaching, has the ninja gear. That's a ninja Drow. As the Lincolns, as the BKB. The Drow in itself, the hero does a solid amount of damage, so he should be okay, but Lucas needs time to be able to dish it out, and I'm not sure who can give it to him. Chira comes over, gets a couple of hits onto the tower. The siege has begun. The great siege of the Moneymakers base. They can't really prevent much of it, I guess.
Boom, there it goes.
Sybercats, they're trying to find their angle. And I get it. You don't want to lose this one. This game is won on paper. It's over. The only way you lose it is if you really mess things up. Glimpse kills the illusion. The other one dies to the chakram and the whirling death. They're trying to find an opening here. Not really able to do it. Sybercats. I guess what you're gunning for is the level 25 monkey. Especially now with the refresher. Bottom tower is dead. See if
Dire's middle tower is under
that's something that they utilize to get the full lane of racks. Overall, no more glyph refreshes for Force Majeure. Sorry, for Moneymakers. So Force Majeure there. He's going for a Hex. The Timber still hasn't finished his, but he's getting close if he doesn't want to save for buyback. Speaking of, the Drow is approaching hers as well. We'll see if he's going to be saving for it or actually buying out. And Timber does buy out for the Hex. I like it. I think you cannot play this one to not to lose, because you're already losing. Just go and try to make a play. With the Hex, you actually are capable of doing something like that. And Dragonite just continues to send these illusions. These illusions actually do deal a solid amount of damage to the tower's Chira. Dropping low, he's gonna be hexed up, taking some damage. Should be able to survive through this one. Uses the BKB, the stun onto the Timber Saw. They have the Nullifier as well, so they will be purging off that Blast Rig and Klaxon. He cannot move. What a hook shot from Jessie, and the Wukong's command has the big ring. The X onto the Disruptor. They want him dead. Lucas on the high ground still is no pushover. He's not to be underestimated. This Zhao can pack a punch. Jumping in, there's the refresher. He can go for another ulti if he wants to. The Nullifier, it does only break the Lincolns, and Lucas is running away, but he cannot run away. The arrow coming through. Nope, the BKB was still up. Alberca cannot get through the kinetic field, which means he can't get the kill, but look at the clockwork just with the artillery. The back lines kills the Drow. We do have buybacks on those two heroes. Klaxon doesn't have the luxury to do so. With this lane of racks, it doesn't look dead, especially with the exorcism going strong. And the King does get stomped on. It still has the Aegis. So in any kind of trouble, that's a buyback on your carry. They're gonna force him deep in with the Nullifier army. He's not moving, he's dead. That's your carry, dead for 100 seconds. And the arrow barely misses on Ygor. Would have been another disaster there. At least he does have a buyback. They're putting Zai Cheese in the base. But I don't think you're all of that about the memeing here if you're Moneymakers. Definitely not having too much fun in the series whatsoever. Sybercats, they seem to be able to, it seems like they'll be able to finish this one with the throw. They're going for Mega Creeps. They're not going to be risking anything. No glyph, no nothing, no way to prevent this one. Mega Creeps will come through and possibly you take down everything. Moneymakers, they're going to go for a smoke. They want to fight one last time with the Zeus and the two supports. Let's see, though, the Zeus, when you look at his net worth, it is comparable to the supports of Sybercats, so maybe 3 supports there on the side of Moneymakers. Marana does buy back. The tier 4s are dropping. There is no glyph. It's looking like it is over, and the GG does get called. Bignum has had enough. He will tap out. He's not going to allow himself to be knocked out here, but still, Sybercats, very good performance today. MoneyMakers can't seem to find their stride. Ever since Claxton came in, even against Sigma YT, they did lose a game, and this is a team that just hasn't been looking the greatest. Still, that was a cool game. I have to say, pretty clean. Coming out from Sybercats in both games 1 and 2. I think maybe they could have forced the issue a little bit earlier, but you never want to risk it. In DPC, it's very hard if you lose a series that you should have won. So you just try to play everything as safe as possible, and in the end, it will give the victory to Sybercats. Unfortunately, though, guys, we do not get a game number 3, so that's kind of a bummer, because we're gonna have to be waiting for like 50 minutes for the next series. But that next series will be coming through. It's gonna be Sigma YT versus Namiga, and then after it is gonna be ULA Kumnihao versus No Sorry. It wouldn't surprise me if today Namiga win 2-0 and ULA Kumnihao win 2-0 as well. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna be saying goodbye for today. Rob is gonna be taking over in 50 minutes. The next series will start, so be sure to be here for more great Dota.